Hi, welcome back to Brooke's Nook, Always Learning. I'm going to go through how to use your own public library as a resource for homeschool. So stay tuned to the end to see why it's so important for you to use your local library. Please remember to like and subscribe to Brooke's Nook so that you can get the latest and learn all about homeschooling, field trips, home management, all of the things. And don't forget that you can also hit the bell to get automatic alerts anytime there is a new video posted. The local public library can be a great resource to save time and money. Amazon Prime is fantastic, but let's face it, sometimes older books aren't available and none of the books are free. And unless you have a pretty impressive space for your own library, what do you do when you're done? I'm honestly not the person to speak here. I kind of want to get rid of half of our library because it's just getting to be too much. I would suggest keeping an area separate from your own personal books where you can keep your library books, those that you're still reading, and those to be returned. This was suggested to me by a really good friend, and she was absolutely right. Honestly, I've always been pretty timid around the library and not confident at all. So this took a lot of conquering my own fears. And besides books, there are so many resources that our local public library offers to the community for free, and yet they go completely unnoticed. I've honestly got to be the most ill-prepared person to ever investigate how to use a library for homeschool and how to navigate the library system. But if I can do it, then you can do it. So here are 5 steps to navigate your local library system to help you homeschool. Number 1, make sure you have your library card for each person in your family that's going to be using the library and that you have your PIN. Then explore your library online. Start there before you ever set foot in your actual physical library. Step 2, try to talk to a librarian and/or information specialist. How this starts out in my journey is I meander around the desk looking lost, quite frightened. My kids are also meandering through the rows of books. I'm not exactly sure how to do any of it. Where to start. I know I've heard other moms say that they do this, homeschool using the library. I'm an intelligent person. Why do I have 0 library skills? I'm desperate to not let my kids smell my fear surrounding my anxiety with the library. I want them to have a better experience with it. So I asked the children's information specialist if they can help show my kids around the children's area of the library. Show them the ropes, I say timidly, and completely unsure of what to actually ask. He tells me more than my kids as he points fiction, nonfiction, pointing out that the Dewey Decimal System is used for the nonfiction, and I embarrassingly remember that I don't remember the Dewey Decimal System. I'm certainly not in Amazon anymore. He was polite. I was just so overwhelmed. I didn't actually know what to ask. So the boys find a couple of books, or maybe just one of the boys found a book. I was trying to look like I knew what I was doing, so I was determined we were at least going to check something out. And then while fumbling with the scanner, I finally somehow got out of there. Totally uncomfortable, disappointed. So step 3, email the library. Ask for more help. So building up some more courage, I email someone at the library to see if they can offer any guidance in person and give us a family library lesson. For my kids, not really having learned many library skills, and then myself as a homeschool mom that knew absolutely nothing about what she was doing. Step 4, enlist some homeschool mamas that have your back. So I call the best homeschool mom I know that loves the library so much that you can see the twinkle in her eye when she talks about it. She's volunteered at the library. She knows exactly what she's doing. The library is her happy place, and she truly has the happy spirit to help other people who are looking to find things for homeschool and to make it their happy place as well. She explains to me the system, how Georgia Pines works, and how our local system works within Georgia Pines. So the state of Georgia has Pines, and then we have our own little local-ish regional system within that. She tells me how to find homeschool books online, and she tells me how to renew them, and we get them for 14 days, but if you renew them another time, you've got them for about a month. She reminded me that each card can check out 50 books. So between the three of us, we could check out 150 books at a time. Can you even imagine? She tells me about getting book bundles on a certain subjects that the librarians will make for you and put together and put in your little area to come pick up at the library and check out. She taught me how to look up books on an app. I didn't even know there was an app to see if it's available locally and to put it on hold if it's not available locally. So at this point that I've called her, we have one working library card and I can't remember the PIN, so I can't even log on. So I headed to the library again to reset my PIN and make sure we had 3 working library cards. So we had our 3 library cards in hand and we checked out a book or 2 again and headed home. Number 5, make a formal appointment. So in the meantime, they forwarded my email up the chain to the regional youth librarian for our area. She then got in touch with my local youth librarian and she set up an appointment to walk us through thoroughly how everything in the library works, teaching my kids how to find books, teaching them what they have to do. It was awesome. Chandler got practice looking up books on the computer that he wanted to read. She helped him practice how to look up books and find them on the shelf by author. She showed him how to look on the computer to see if it was available regionally or statewide. She taught us how to pick the one with a higher number because it was more likely to get there faster. My older son Hudson, who did have some library experience, even learned a few things. So at this point, I feel very comfortable flipping my Well-Trained Mind by Susan Wise Bauer open and going through the great books to put the ones we will need on hold using the library. It seems to work well when using more of a guide to homeschool. Our library system does not keep individual curriculums, but it does have the Well-Trained Mind and many of the books listed in this book. It also has Saxon Math, it has several of the DK books and the Usborne books, many things that you wouldn't think it would have. It may also work well to search the suggested readings at the end of some of the all-in-one curriculums. For instance, kindergarten and first grade curriculums in my father's world has other suggested readings for various subjects throughout the curriculum. We also learned about 3 different reading apps. One is an e-reader for kids and it has audiobooks. One is to find books either at our local library or within the Georgia Library Network. And another is an audiobook e-reader app for all ages. I think we will be able to feasibly use our library system for homeschool from now on. Now I just need to pick a library day for us, maybe once every 2 weeks or so, to go when we're not doing field trips and actually spend some time at the library. I also need to make time each week to search for books in our homeschool curriculum and work ahead and make sure that we have those put on hold for the future and coming weeks. I can do this online or with the app. This seems like it was a lot to just figure out how to work our library system, but I have to say it's totally worth it. All you have to do is put the books on hold and go pick them up as soon as you're texted or emailed. And you can get up to 150 books with 3 library cards in one family every 2 weeks without even renewing them. And then you just go pick them up. So the biggest reason to use your local library is that you're able to give your kids as many books as they could possibly want. Wouldn't you want your kid to be surrounded by books? Not just ones that you've purchased off of Amazon that make your library look super snazzy and beautiful, but really read books. Really read all the books. And think of how brilliant they're gonna be. Using your library and making sure that your kids are well adjusted to it and adapted to it will give them a lifetime of comfort and pleasure of reading. It's all about the environment and setting up the attitude for the love of learning. Thank you again for watching Brooke Snook, Always Learning. I hope you enjoyed our video. Please come back again soon and hit like and subscribe and share this video to anyone who might be in need of learning how to use their local public library.